Jacob never returned to Canaan, but God promised that his descendants would, and that Jacob would die in Egypt with Joseph at his side and would never know the pain of being lonely again. Welcome back to the program, everybody. I'm Reverend Said, and tonight we'll start our reading at Genesis chapter 46, verses 28 through 34. Jacob's family arrives in Goshen. And if you ain't did it already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment on any video on this channel. All right, let's go ahead and begin our reading of Genesis chapter 46, verses 28 through 34. As they neared their destination, Jacob sent Judah ahead to meet Joseph and get directions to the region of Goshen. And when they finally arrived there, Joseph prepared his chariot and traveled to Goshen to meet his father, Jacob. When Joseph arrived, he embraced his father and wept, holding him for a long time. Finally, Jacob said to Joseph, "Now I'm ready to die, since I have seen your face again, and I know that you're still alive." And Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's entire family, "I will go to Pharaoh and tell him, my brothers and my father's entire family have come to me from the land of Canaan. These men are shepherds, and they raise livestock. They have brought with them all of their flocks and herds and everything that they own." Then he said, when Pharaoh calls for you and asks you about your occupation, you must tell him, we are your servants, have raised livestock all our lives as our ancestors have always done. When you tell him this, he will let you live here in the region of Goshen. For the Egyptians despise shepherds. Genesis chapter 47, verses 1 through 12. Jacob blesses Pharaoh. Then Joseph went to see Pharaoh and told him, "My father and my brothers have arisen from the land of Canaan. They have come with all of their flocks and herds and possessions, and they are now in the region of Goshen." Joseph took 5 of his brothers with him and presented them to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh asked the brothers, "What is your occupations?" They replied, "We, your servants, are shepherds, just like our ancestors. We have come to live here in Egypt for a while, for there is no pasture for our flocks in Canaan. The famine is very severe there, so please we request permission to live in the region of Goshen." Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Now that your father and brothers have joined you here, choose any place in the entire land of Egypt for them to live. Give them the best land of Egypt. Let them live in the region of Goshen, and if any of them have special skill, put them in charge of my livestock." Then Joseph brought in his father Jacob and presented him to Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. "How old are you?" Pharaoh asked him. Jacob replied, "I have traveled this earth for 130 years, but my life has been short compared to the lives of my ancestors." Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh again before leaving his court. So Joseph assigned the best land of Egypt, the region of Ramesses, to his father and his Excuse me. So Joseph assigned the best land of Egypt, the region of Ramesses, to his father and his brothers, and settled them there just as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph provided food for his father and his brothers in the amount appropriate to the number of their dependents, including the smallest of the children. Jacob moved his whole family to Egypt, but they wanted to live apart from the Egyptians. To ensure this, Joseph told them to let Pharaoh know that they were shepherds. Although Pharaoh may have been sympathetic to shepherds, the Egyptian culture would not willingly accept shepherds among them. The strategy worked, and Jacob's family was able to benefit from Pharaoh's generosity as well as from the Egyptian prejudice. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Please join me tomorrow, and we'll jump into Genesis chapter 47, verses 13 through 26, Joseph's leadership in the famine. It's been great having y'all. Stay blessed.